Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with part 5 of our beginner journal making series. Today's video is going to be super easy, even for a beginner. We're going to, first I'm going to show you a flip through of our envelope flip insert that's going to go in the middle of our signatures in the journal. We're also going to be making a belly band, a lace covered belly band. We're going to be making a hidden journaling spot, and we're going to be making some generic pockets, and we're going to be putting this lace on some of our pages. So I pulled out also the ephemera box. This is the box that has the pockets and things from the kit, so we will be looking through that and seeing if we can use some of those as well. So first let me show you this. Well, let me get the journal out so you'll know what I'm talking about. It's been about a week since I prepared this, so I'm hoping that it'll all come back to me. But this is our journal. We've got 2 signatures. If you've missed the rest of the series, you can go back, and I'll link the playlist below so that you can check it out, or in the end cards. And so we talked about how I made the spine a lot bigger. Normally with a 2 signature journal, I have a 2-inch spine, and I believe my memory fails me, so we made this, basically 2 1/4, I guess. And so it's a little bit too big, really. So we made this envelope insert to go in, to just sit here in the center of the journal. So I just wanted to show you what that would look like. So that's just going to be sandwiched in there. It's like it's a whole nother signature because it's stuffed full of beautiful things. But this is what we did. And we did this whole thing on camera. I did add a few things. I believe I added this off camera. So I just added this little flip here, and then I covered that up so I could hide the hinge. And so we've got this writing space, and then we've got this large journal card in here. We've got the flip out. And with journal cards, everything's got a journal card in it. So it's really, really cool. We put stuff in these pockets. We've got a pair of those wings and some other beautiful things, and the flip up and a flip over. So I did add these things off camera, some of our little fluffy stuff. And I'm having a hard time using this material. It's just doesn't, I don't like it. and part of that is because I'm not used to it, and I like to use things that I'm used to. So kind of weird that way, but there we go. So that is our envelope flip. So I'm going to set that over there out of my way. And we can also, we're going to keep this here because we're going to put some lace on the pages first. Well, no, you know what? Maybe we'll build our ephemera first because I want to see how much we've got. We're going to make just a few simple pieces. I made one prototype, and then I made one, and then we're going to do one on camera. Super easy stuff, you guys. Hopefully I can get this lace off. There we go. So we just made a basic belly band. It's covered with lace, okay? Now, I was thinking about this on my way home from work as I was thinking about doing this video. You could make this gusseted by creating a hinge here, but generally I like my belly bands to be a little bit tighter because you don't want things falling in and out from side to side. So I picked this image, and we're going to put that lace on there. We are also going to do some gusseted pockets. I believe these were gusseted. Oh no, these are a seamless three stacked pockets, 3 seamless stacked pockets. So I made one, and then we'll do one together. And then we've got just a simple corner tuck that's going to be at the top of the page. And then we've got a journaling spot. What was this? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is the one we're making. This is the prototype. So let's start. I'm already just, oh my goodness. So work today, and then I went to my granddaughter's basketball game. So I'm just getting home and thought I better get this filmed because I'm a little bit behind again. So this is our hidden journaling spot. So it's basically a pocket here, but it is also a seamless piece of ephemera. So I'm going to show you how to make this. So this slides in here. You can see it's got a substantial amount of writing space, which is always nice. So you just slide this in here, provided it doesn't get stuck. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. It's plenty big, so I'm not sure. So sometimes if you just stick a ruler in there and just kind of wiggle it, I could have made it a little narrower and I wouldn't have been fussing so much, but there we go. So that just slides down there, and then it just becomes seamless, because if you can get it to wiggle down enough, there you go, it's seamless. Okay, so you just glue this on. You can glue it down, you can glue it on as a by gluing 2 sides and have it be a tuck, or you can glue it on 3 sides and have it be a tuck here. You could also glue it on 3 sides and have a tuck here. So we'll decide when we get to the part of the journal to do that, if we want to, what we want to do. So that is our prototype, and this is the one we're going to do together. So I already cut the pieces, and we'll talk about that. So you want 2 panels that are 4.5 by 7.5. So let me make sure that again, it was a while before I did this, since I did this, yeah, 4.5 by 6. So I already cut the tops off, because again, I was trying to save time. So this is the piece that goes on this side to make it seamless. Okay, boom, right? And then this one is on the other side, which is that the green dress. Okay, so I decided I wanted this one to be on the front. So the first thing that you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and ink these edges. Now, keeping in mind, if you want it to actually be seamless and invisible, that opening invisible, you do not want to ink this edge or this edge. So we're going to not do that, and we're not going to ink. So we're not going to ink, gosh, I'm so sorry. We're not going to ink this edge or this edge or this edge. So sorry. I'm going to go ahead and ink this, and I'll be right back. Oh, but I just inked it. Shoot. I just inked that, and I don't want to do that. So, oh shoot. Okay, but let me tell you a workaround here. So what we can do is, doggone it. That's okay. It's just going to be a shorter pocket. So that means that, oh man, bummer deal. Okay, no, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use this one, since I didn't already ink it. This will actually be the back, because the back is not going to matter, because it's going to be glued down. Does that make sense? I hope. So, but let's do this the way we intended and not ink that inside edge. Well, I guess it doesn't matter now, because we're just going to make this one into a pocket. So this ephemera could either be glued down, or it can be completely a floating piece. So don't let me ink that or that, okay? Or we're going to have to start over. Sometimes it's not good for me to film after I've had a long day and haven't been home, because I came home for just a short while and then I left again. So it's kind of tricky sometimes. So again, just the top edge and the 2 sides. I've made these a lot. They're one of my favorite ephemera pieces to make. Very easy once you get the technique down. So we'll set those over there, and then what you're going to do, we can set these aside because we don't need them right now. We're going to glue this one to this one back to back, but we're only going to glue it on 3 sides. So here, here, and here. I'm going to use my white glue because you want to have the least footprint for your glue as possible in this project. Always make sure that you're going the right direction. So I'm just going to put a bead of glue all along this side and the bottom and the other side. This is also my bad for waiting so long to actually do the video after preparing it. So the tricky part with this is that it's white glue, so I don't have as much time to move this, so I'm going to have to be very precise, even though I'm very shaky for some reason. And if something gets off, you can always just trim it up, okay? So it's not a huge deal, not the end of the world, and just let that sit for a moment, okay? There we go. So that will be our back, which I really wanted this image on the top because this is an image that's very prominent in this whole journal. So I need to take off my jacket. I have to turn my fan off so that you guys don't see it spinning on my glass mat here. So I'm going to put my hair up too. Boy, I'm just falling apart, you guys. I am falling apart. It is Wednesday, the 5th of March. So, okay. So those are glued together. So now this piece, you want to make it quite a bit narrower than that. In fact, I'm going to go narrower so I don't have that trouble that I had with that other one. Let me see how this goes in. This is risky because we just glued, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to break my own rules here. Yeah, see, that's too much because our glue, it takes too much. The footprint is too big because that glue will spread out. So I'm just going to take a little bit off of just either side. So I think I'm going to take about 1/4 inch off just to be safe. Okay. And that should be plenty of room now. Yeah. Okay, so this has not been cut down height-wise yet, I don't think. Or maybe I did cut it. Let's see. So this is going to get glued on here, and it's going to be centered on that piece so that when it slides into the pocket, it's going to meet right there, okay? So I think we did do that right in terms of the height as well. If we need to, we can always shave some off the bottom if we need to. So we're going to put this one on the front. So what I like to do is make a glue line on the back. So I just kind of turn this over and then make sure I've got the same amount ish on either side of this writing space. Okay, I'm going to grab my pencil. We might not get as far as I thought, guys. We'll go with this series as long as we need to, though. Okay. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue in this whole area here, and I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac because I want to be able to move it. Okay. Okay, just like that. And I'm just going to set this on top of here. I'll make sure that we're going the right direction. I didn't turn it. Okay. And I'm going to set this on there, just lining it up to my pencil marks, you know, as best I can. Okay. And then you can kind of pick it up. Sometimes if you look at it from another angle, you can see if it looks straight in terms of the amount on either side. So that looks really good. And so this one is going to go right here. Okay, same process. This time we don't have to mark it because we're just putting this whole panel on. This was one of the first ephemera things I learned to make when I started this journey several years ago. So it's an oldie but goodie. Very, very easy and fun. You can make them all kinds of sizes. They're really, really delightful. Okay, so pick that up. Make sure that you're all lined up. Okay, so notice that we do not have any ink on here. So now when we put it in here, it's going to stay. Again, it's risky to do this because my top is Fabri-Tac, but I'm not going to put it all the way in. But there, you got it. So that will slide all the way in. So now I'm not going to show you. In fact, we might do a kind of a video at the end where we finish up. So we might put some things in the journal and come back and go, oh, this would be really cute with a little flower here or a little word down here. But for now, we're going to just go ahead and move on so that we can get through some other things. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down there. Okay, so it just taps. You can just tap it a little bit. Because I'm just doing what I just told you not to do. Yikesies. Yikesies. Oh, come on, Cara-Renee. Maybe we're just too I should have waited to do this video. I wonder if we need to shave a little bit off the bottom. I think I am going to, so that I'm not frustrating the process here. It's not, we're not losing that much landscape, okay? Now you could ink around this if you wanted to. I'm not gonna worry about it at the moment, but we're just gonna slide that back in there. There we go, much better. I do, as I mentioned in previous videos, I do print on 65. I think the newest paper I've got is a 67 pound. So it's just because it's a Nina vellum paper, which is kind of soft. Why am I having so much trouble? Oh my word. It does get easier as the pocket loosens up and stuff. So why does that not look seamless? Ah, there we go. Good enough. Okay, so there you go. There's your seamless writing space. So that, see how that makes it look broken? So you don't want to ink that edge. So don't do what I did there. So that's that. We've got 2 of those. Oh, there we go. So that's a front. So we could put this on the back so we don't have a duplicate. Because we've got 2 signatures. So I generally put the same kind of ephemera in each signature. So let's go ahead and do our belly band because it's super, super easy. I don't even really need to show you. But in case you don't know, you can just layer this up. You could cover it with an entire piece of lace, or you could make lace go across it in strips, or in strips this way. I mean, there are so many things you can do with belly bands. So I'm going to grab a paper towel because I've got this open weave lace that's going to be, it's tricky to glue on. I got this from Amazon. It came on a big roll. I mean, it's like this long. Sorry, you can't really see me. It's about this long, and it's a fat roll. So I'll link it below so you guys can check it out if you're interested. So we're going to go ahead and ink the edges of this and then glue on our lace using Fabri-Tac. There we go. So just be very generous with this Fabri-Tac, okay? Now I would recommend a fabric glue because I think you'd be hard pressed to get anything that will hold this lace. It's kind of, this one's not dyed, so it's pretty stiff. I've dyed some of it and it makes it a little bit softer, but I think you'd be hard pressed to attach this with anything other than a fabric glue, Fabri-Fix, Fabri-Tac, something like that. So I'm just going to lay this down. I did cut it bigger than I needed, knowing that I could just trim it off. And I like to use a paper towel that just protects you from getting ink all over your fingers and all transferred everywhere else. So just do that and then just pull it off and you're golden, and that will dry clear. Now sometimes it'll leave a little bit of a sheen, but I don't worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim around this. There we go. So that is our lace belly band. These look really great if you sew around them, but don't fret. I mean, if you don't have a sewing machine, you do not have to do that, but it does add a little bit of an extra look. That's kind of fun. So we've got 2 belly bands, and we've got the stacked pockets. So in order to do the stacked pockets, we're going to have to put it directly in the journal. So let me bring it over and we'll look, which is probably a good time for us to talk about the lace, because you want to be strategic where you put the lace, because your lace, we're going to put lace on the edges, but we want to make sure that we don't take away places where we could be putting pockets, okay? We've got lots of pages, so we're probably going to be fine. But let's go ahead and put these in as well. I think I'd like this one to be in the front on this pink striped paper. So on this one, because it's at the very beginning of the journal, I think I would like to make it a side tuck. So I'm going to glue it here, here, and here. And then that will still allow me to put lace on this edge if I want to, which I probably will. It also would go easily on this page, this vellum page, because this is that heavy vellum. So, except I don't really want to cover that up. And then when you glue something on vellum, the glue is going to show, okay? So you want to be thinking about that. Now, we would use white glue, so it's going to be minimal, but I don't think I want to put it on the vellum. I think we'll put it here. So I'm going to put glue on 3 sides. I like to hold pinch this here, at least until I get it imprinted in my brain, what edges I'm gluing. So we don't want to glue up here, okay? We don't want to glue on this part, okay? We're only gluing, in this case, here, here, and here, okay? I'm hoping that that is making sense. It's a little bit rough. Okay, so this is our open edge. So I actually am doing that wrong. So I need to turn it this way. Oh my goodness gracious. Seriously, Renee? Yeah, we're gluing here, here, and here. So I was right. So we're going to glue. And so this side didn't really matter because we are gluing it in. Oftentimes I will make this a floating pocket. So then you would want the back to be pretty as well. But in this case, we're going to glue it down, which is no sweat. It was still just one piece of paper. It wasn't like a big loss to use to cover this up. Okay. So there we go. We can slide that around, and I'm going to put it about, I'm going to kind of go in on this because I want room for my lace. So you're just going to center that on your page wherever it is that you want it. Just going to press here because my glue is here, here, and here, and we're open here. So we'll find a journal card to put in there at a later date. Okay, so I'm just going to slide that back in. So see how much easier that slid because it's on a base, it's glued, it's stationary. But look at that, it's so cool. I love it. So we'll probably put some lace there, but let's continue. So we're going to go to the second signature and put in the other hidden journaling spot. I generally don't like to cover these up because I like that writing space. So I think we won't. It would be really pretty on this one though. So this one, how about we make this one, how about we make this one a tuck this way, which would mean you'd glue. Yeah, that's not going to work because I guess it would work. We could glue it from this point to here to down to here. So let's do that. So I'm going to pull this out just so I can, in my mind, separate that. So this is our open edge. So I'm going to turn it like this. My brain is not working right now at all. So I want glue. I want glue here and here. Oh my goodness. Here and here. Forgive me, guys. And I have to learn to not plan too far ahead because then I'm out of the zone. I'm not one with my project because I've stepped away. So I'm going to kind of put this towards the bottom corner here, the bottom inside corner. I'm just going to press that down. Okay. And when I do the lace, I usually do about 3 pages in each signature, but I'll have to kind of measure that out and see how much we have. We might be able to do a little bit more than that. So there we go. I can stick that back in there. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, come on. There. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. There we go. Beautimous. Okay, so let's do our belly bands too. So we're going to flip back to the first signature. Belly bands work really great on this, on vellum, but again, I don't really necessarily want to hide. This is a beautiful digital, so I don't really want to do that. And I generally don't like to put pattern on pattern, the same pattern. So let's see where we can put that. And I also like to look for what it's going to look good next to. It would be good on this one. We've got plenty of writing space, so I think we're going to put it here because I like how it looks with this page. So I think we're going to do that. So on a belly band, you just glue the top and the bottom. Easy as pie. You don't have to really worry about your glue line in terms of how much landscape it's taking up with a belly band because you got lots of space. And if you're not familiar with what a belly band is, I'll show you. So I'm just going to kind of set that there and then just I cut it to measure the height of my journal, and as I mentioned in previous videos, my pages are 8 1/4 by 5 1/4. So that's just something to keep in mind as you do this. So a belly band, it allows you to stick things in here and they'll stay. I generally put pretty big cards in there so that they stick, so you can see them on both sides of that belly band, but see how big you can go? It's really, really cool. So I love belly bands. Okay, so that's that. Let's put the second one in over in the second signature. Belly bands are really good on pages like this because what are we really going to do with that? Okay. That would be pretty there, I think, because we could put a little bit of that lace there. Yeah, I think we'll do that. So glue on the top and the bottom. We will, I mentioned in another video, but in case you're only following along with this series, we'll have this video and then probably 2 more after this at least, because we're actually going to do the cover together. We're going to create a topper to put on the cover of our journal. And we'll talk about how we want to do our closure and all that at that point. Okay, so now we can move on to this because we had to have the journal in place in order to show you this process. So this is the one I already made. It is a stacked seamless belly band, or seamless pockets. See how they're seamless? Oh, except those are backwards. What did you do? Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Did I do it wrong? Oh my goodness, Cara-Renee, you did. No, there's no ink. There's no ink there. There we go. It's like this. So the idea with seamless is you don't want ink. See, there's ink on that. So I'm going to cut a little bit of that off. I inked that edge and I shouldn't have. Let me make sure that this is the right thing to do though. Yeah. So I'm going to cut just a little bit off the bottom of this. Not a big deal since it's the bottom pocket. Or it's not the bottom pocket. Oh, now it's not going to be seamless. Watch. Watch, you guys. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Oh, yeah. It's fine. Look at that. It's a little bit weird and wonky, but nope, it's perfect. It's gonna be fine. Okay, so with these, let's find a place for it. So let's go to the first signature again. And let's find a good place for this. I like this paper here, but I also love this. I wonder if it could go here. It's a little bit wide with that stitching. We'll probably pick a page that doesn't have any stitching. It would actually probably be really kind of cool in the center here. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's put it on here. So, so when we put these in place, we're going to, this one will be glued on 3 sides to close this bottom part off. This one will be glued only on 2 sides, and the top one will only be glued on 2 sides. And what that allows you to do is I can put a shorter journal card here, but I can put a really tall one in the other pockets. So that's what I like to do anyway. So, so we're going to go ahead and put this on here. So I'm going to glue on both on 3 sides. So again, this is the direction. So I'm pinching it here just until I get it that memorized in my brain, my old brain. And then just going to glue this down. Okay, and then we're going to, I don't generally like things to go all the way to the bottom, so I'm going to try to pull that up a little bit. And we're a little bit close to that edge, but that's okay. Let me see what we're doing here. And sometimes you might get a little bit of a hangover and you can just, not that kind of a hangover, you can just trim it off if you see something sticking out. It's not a big deal. So that's that one. And then this one will go here. And when we glue it down, we just want to make sure that we're lining up with the previous page. Okay. Why does that look weird? Or Our bear looks strange, but nobody's going to look that close. So again, on this one, we're just gluing here and here. And as you can see, I only inked on the edges. On this one. I did ink the bottom of that one, which was correct. So a little bit of glue on either side. That knot for our signature is going to, we have to be kind of conscientious of that. Make sure that we can get this on here okay without interfering with that tie off, okay? So we may have a little bit of a hangover over here. It looks like we might be hanging over. Yeah, just a little bit, see there? But we'll trim that off when everything is glued, okay? And then this one's gonna go up here. Oh, it's too tall. It's too tall, look at that. Because I came up from the bottom. Doggone it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit off the top. I'm going to bring my trimmer over. I don't want to mess this up. I'm just going to take off about this distance. So that's probably about not even 1/8 of an inch. Okay. And I'll just look at my thumb notch and see if I still like my thumb notch. We can always thumb notch it again. Okay. And that thumb notch is fine. I'm not bothered by that at all. It's just a little bit shallower than I had intended, but now we should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this one we're also going to glue on 2 sides. Now, of course, you could have shorter pockets and glue it on all 3 sides on each section, but I like to take full advantage. I like big journal cards in my journals, so you guys can decide what you like, but there we go. Give that a good press because we're competing with that, the center of the signature there. So we're going to have some trimming to do. You can see we've got a little bit of an overhang, but that's okay. So now let's go to the second signature and do the other one. And the other one is here. Okay, so seamless stacked pocket. So we've got this rose pattern one. Looks like I didn't ink it incorrectly, so that's good. Let me see where we're going here. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, just like that. Okay, so let's see where we want that. I don't want it close to this because that would be redundant. And sometimes I like to look and go, oh, we stuck really bad there. Ooh, because we've got that hangover there. I don't like to put things together necessarily, but I do like to tie colors together. So, like it would be really pretty right here because we've got this green in here. So I think that would be a great place for it. So we're going to start with the bottom one. Okay, and I'm going to take it all the way to the bottom so I don't have that problem again. I must have just split them and didn't cut them down at all. So I'm going to glue this on 3 sides again, here, here, and here, just to close up the bottom. My hands are a little shaky tonight. My injury after my fall, I am still just experiencing a lot of discomfort in my neck and shoulders, and I think that's just from, you know, the jolt of the fall, because I hit my head, and you know, that can kind of jar your back and your muscles in your neck and stuff. So it's not too bad, but it is a little bit irritating. Okay, so there, and that one's going to go there. So again, we're going to glue only on 2 sides because we want this to be big. So we can put a giant journal card in there, and we'll be showing those. We'll be doing that later. Now I might put some ephemera together off camera, and we'll put it into the journal together so you can see how I decide where things go, kind of like I'm doing here today, to give you that inside scoop of like what my thought process is and kind of what I look for. Like I was talking about the colors tying together, and I generally don't like to cover up my my coffee dyed pages because that's great journaling space, but I think we've got plenty in here, and that is still, is it too tall? It's slightly too tall. So I'm just going to take a sliver off of this. It's a risk to take a sliver off with this cutter, but we're going to just do it, okay? Live on the wild side, folks. And I'm okay with that thumb notch as well. Just re-ink that edge. And so there's always a way to fix, okay? And there we go. So we can glue that on 2 sides as well. Now, you're probably wondering why I have stuff on the other side, and that's because I print front and back of all of my digitals. I do not like white, so I just automatically double print on the other side. Unless I know I'm using it to cover envelopes or something like that, then I don't waste the ink to do that. But okay, why are we not even up there? Okay, it's all right. So see how that just looks like a page, but if you go like this, you've got, well, let's go back to the other one since that one's still fresh. Okay, this one, you got a pocket here. You've got a pocket here, but that would get lost in there. So we can have a journal card that is, you know, this tall in that middle pocket. And then this one can be an entire journal card that is 8 1/4 inches tall and sticking out the top. So that's what I love about this design. So that's that. So that is our seamless thing. And then I also have some corner thingies. So again, I did this a while ago. So cut 2 triangles and glue on 2 sides. So this is my prototype. So I just cut triangles that were the same, and I glued them here and here, and then they go on a page like this. So let's find a place for it here. Now these can be just put on like this, okay? Like that. Oh, come on. Why is that so far out? That seems weird. Let me see if I can see what's going on the inside of this. Usually there's more landscape there, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. Okay. These are great for a page like this because you can just take it off and you're not losing all of your writing space. So that's a little tip for you as well. So you just kind of get it down here and then just do that, okay? For some reason that's strange. But it does stick up at the top there, but that, I don't mind that. Look at that. It's kind of actually cool. So, but you could also put them on the bottom. The way this is designed though, I would probably not put one on the bottom because it'll hinder you from standing the journal up on end. So we'll just leave that there. If you wanted to, you could also just stick a paper clip on here. If you wanted to make sure that it was not going to fall off, you could put a decorative paper clip and just clip that right there and put a fancy bit of seam binding or lace or something on there. So that's an idea as well. So this one is the one I did. This paper is from Pink Monarch Prints. I will try to remember to link it, but it's just a generic rose pattern. It's gorgeous. It's one of my favorites from their selection. So I'm just going to ink this up really quick. Now, the other thing a person could do, instead of cutting 2 individual pieces, you could have this be a fold. So, or have, no. How would you do that? I don't know how you'd do that. How you could avoid a fold that would create this issue. I didn't really think that through, my friends. I'm sorry. I'm sure that there's a way, and now I'm going to probably dream about it until I figure out how to do it. Because there's a variety of ways you can do these kind of corner tucks. I have some that I call corner huggers, and they're super fun, and they're a little bit more snug than what we're doing here. So we put that one in the second signature, so we'll put this one in the first. And I'm just going to look for a place that makes sense. So that would go on a paper that makes sense. It would actually be kind of pretty here. Just put it here. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue on this side and this side. I'm trying to make as small of a glue line as possible because this glue line takes away from your corner hugger thing from sitting closer to the paper, to the corner, if that makes any sense. So I think I might have used Fabri-Tac on the other one, which is probably part of my problem because I probably took up way more landscape than I would have wanted to. So I'm just going to lay this down and use the white glue and see if that helps at all. So, and if it gets crooked, again, you can just trim things off, which I am crooked, which y'all know that, right? Y'all know I'm crooked. I'm not a crook, but sometimes I'm crooked. Just going to trim that off a little bit. Not a big deal. Everything else is fine. And again, well, I probably haven't mentioned this in this series, but I always say that ink covers a multitude of sins. So if you've got an uneven edge, you can oftentimes ink it up and you've solved a problem, okay? And then when we come back and add finishing touches, we'll probably put a little bit of something on here on the front and back just to make it purty. So that's going to go on there like that. I'm not going to shove it really tight because I don't want to affect the glue, but isn't that gorgeous? Ties in with these flowers. I think it's really pretty. So let's look at, oh, we're already 42 minutes. So I think what we're going to do in the last minutes here is put some of this lace on. So let me tell you how I look at this, okay? So I generally like to have it close to the front of the signature because it's just a great accent. So I think I'd like to put it on here. So what you're going to want, or what I would recommend, now you could use paper towel if you wanted to, but you want to have, I moved my parchment again because I was always losing it. But you can get this parchment in your supermarket. And I just take a full piece and I cut it down. And what you can do is put this on the edge of your pages so in case you've got any oozing glue, you don't get glue all over your other page. So that's going to make more sense in a second. So I put this here, and it doesn't necessarily cover it all because see, it's the page is taller than that piece of parchment, but it's just a way to help you with that. I'm going to see if I can grab my little black thing that holds your page down. I always forget to use it. So when you're doing this, you can kind of go like that and hold this down. I got this, I think, from Amazon. But we're going to look and see how many we can get out of this. Okay. So basically, I'm just going to do a rough measure here. Now that I'm all tied up in a knot, I'll be right back. I think we'll do 3 in each signature because we've got plenty. So we'll put one here. So I use my Fabri-Tac, and you do want to get your lace prepared here. I feel like I'm backwards and inside out all over the place right now. I'm so sorry. So I just think this is a really beautiful color. So I'm going to put it here. We're going to lose our stitching there, which is just a sacrifice you got to make. But we're going to follow that stitched line. And I like to just leave a little bit of extra, and I can always trim it off when everything is dry. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Fabri-Tac here about the width of that edge where on this side of the stitching. I would recommend Fabri-Tac for this because anytime you're putting something over stitching, if you did any sewing, it's a challenge. So I would recommend Fabri-Tac again. It just holds better. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to clip this like that. Okay. And now I'm going to grab another parchment so that I can put it. So sometimes it goes over that side. I think we're okay on this side. So I'm going to move this here. Okay. So I'm going to put this in 5 more places, and I'll be right back. So we're almost done with this. I just wanted to mention that you can come back after the fact and make sure that you know all your glue is good and you've got plenty. This is just your initial stick. So we've just got this one and one more, and then I don't know if you guys noticed as I was speeding that up a bit that I put it down and then I look at it from the back side to see if it looks straight. Okay, so I'm just kind of pulling that so that everything looks like it's about the same distance from the edge. Okay, and then I can give it another little press and just kind of solidify that. Okay, so I got one more, and so then I just shift that parchment here so that that edge is protected. So we've got one more here. So where do we want it? I think we'll do it different, and we'll put it on this page. It's unusual for me to put it on a writing space like with lines, but I think we're going to do it. And I think we're going to call it because this is a long video already. So we'll come back and we'll continue in the next video, and we will continue with some of the pockets and stuff that are in the envelopes and things that are in the kit, so you guys can see how I use those. I make a lot of my own ephemera, to be honest, guys, but I do enjoy a kit that has nice ephemera choices, especially journal cards. I'm really frustrated of late with digital designers who are not creating any ephemera in their kits. So then you have to print these pages over and over and over again in order to make your own journal cards, which is not a huge issue, but it's like it used to be every kit, digital junk journal kit came with ephemera. It came with tags and journal cards and pockets and things, and a lot of them don't anymore, and I'm not sure what that's about, but so that is that. So we're going to call it here, and I will be back in the next video, and again we'll continue with some of the ephemera from the journal, and I might come up with a couple more ideas for ephemera that we can make together. So I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.